Godzilla vs. Iron Man, technology versus nature. The video opens with a serene aerial view of a bustling coastal city. The sun is setting, casting a warm, golden glow over the skyscrapers and winding streets below. People are going about their evening routines, filtering out of offices, meeting up with friends, grabbing dinner. Suddenly, the ground begins to tremble. Streetlights flicker, and windows rattle. Cut to shots of water in glasses rippling, car alarms blaring, and birds taking flight in a frenzy. A deep, distant roar echoes through the city, followed by faint mechanical whirring and the hum of advanced machinery powering up. Hey folks, ever had one of those what-if moments where you pit two absolute legends against each other? Well, today we're throwing down the gauntlet between two titans from totally different worlds. On one side, we've got the colossal force of nature itself, Godzilla. And on the other, the genius billionaire playboy philanthropist in a high-tech suit, Iron Man. Welcome to Godzilla vs. Iron Man, technology versus nature. The title card flashes across the screen, merging fiery visuals of Godzilla's atomic breath with the sleek, glowing energy lines of Iron Man's arc reactor. Electric guitar riffs kick in, ramping up the excitement. Alright, let's dive into the backstory of our favorite radioactive reptile. Godzilla first stomped onto the scene in 1954, born from the nightmares of nuclear devastation after World War II. He wasn't just a monster, he was a living, breathing metaphor for the uncontrollable destruction that nuclear weapons could unleash, a bold statement from Japanese cinema. Over the decades, Godzilla's character has evolved big time. From a terrifying symbol of destruction to a sometimes hero who fights off other, even nastier monsters threatening Earth. Powers and abilities? This guy's got them in spades. Immense size and strength. Imagine a creature towering over skyscrapers with a tail swipe that can level entire city blocks. Atomic breath, his signature move, a devastating concentrated blast of radioactive energy that can melt pretty much anything in its path. Regenerative healing, cut him, blast him, even nuke him. Godzilla just shrugs it off and keeps on trucking. Amphibious nature, land or sea, it doesn't matter. He can disappear into the depths of the ocean and emerge wherever he pleases. Remember his showdown with King Ghidorah? Three-headed dragon from outer space? Not a problem. Godzilla took him on and showed why he's the undisputed king of the monsters. At his core, Godzilla represents nature's fury, a reminder that some forces are beyond human control and that our actions have consequences. He's the ultimate act of God-Zilla, if you will. Switching gears to the tech titan himself, Iron Man. Tony Stark made his debut in Marvel Comics back in 1963. From a genius inventor and weapons manufacturer to a self-made superhero, his journey is nothing short of epic. After a life-changing incident, Tony built the first Iron Man suit to save his own life and escape captivity. But he didn't stop there. He continually upgraded his suits, each version more advanced than the last. Let's talk tech, suit evolution. From the clunky Mark I to the sleek, nanotech-powered suits like the Mark L. That's 50 for those keeping count. Tony's armors are masterpieces of engineering. Artificial intelligence assistants. With Jarvis, just a rather very intelligent system, and later Friday, he has AI companions that help with everything from suit operations to witty banter. Power and weaponry. Repulsor beams. Energy blasts from his palms that can pulverize enemies. Unibeam. A powerful blast from his chest piece. Talk about heartburn. Flight. He zips around at incredible speeds, making him a formidable opponent in both air and ground combat. Tony's tangled with some heavy hitters. Ultron, his own creation gone rogue. The Mandarin, even stood toe-to-toe with Thanos. He's not just a guy in a suit, he's a symbol of human ingenuity and the double-edged sword of technological advancement. At heart, Tony embodies the idea that with great technology comes great responsibility. Wait, wrong hero, but you get the drift. So, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Let's size them up. Physical attributes. Godzilla, standing at over 350 feet tall, give or take, depending on the movie. He's a hulking mass of muscle and radioactive energy. Iron Man, a 6-foot-something human encased in armor. Tiny in comparison, but don't let size fool you. Durability. Godzilla's hide, nearly impermeable. Tanks, missiles, even nukes have a hard time making a dent. Iron Man's armor, Composed of gold titanium alloy, sometimes infused with vibranium or nanotech. It's tough but has its limits. Power sources. Godzilla. Nuclear energy. He's basically a walking atomic reactor. Iron Man. The arc reactor in his chest powers his suit, a miniature clean energy source. Offensive capabilities. Godzilla. His atomic breath is no joke. Plus, he's got sheer physical strength. Iron Man. An array of weapons, repulsors, missiles, lasers, sonic blasts, you name it. Defensive mechanisms. Godzilla. Regeneration. Hurt him, and he'll heal right up. Iron Man. Energy shields, nanotech self-repair, and evasive maneuvers. Mobility. Godzilla. Slow but steady. Each step is a small earthquake. Iron Man. Supersonic flight, quick on his feet, and highly maneuverable. This is shaping up to be quite the face-off. Alright, let's set the scene. It's dusk in a sprawling coastal metropolis. Think Tokyo crossed with New York City. The sky is painted with hues of orange and purple. People are wrapping up their day, the nightlife is just beginning. Cue the ominous rumbling. The ocean waters churn as Godzilla emerges, drawn by an anomalous energy reading, maybe another monster or a concealed nuclear reactor. The city's defenses are on high alert, but nothing can stop his advance. Meanwhile, halfway across the globe, Tony Stark is alerted to the seismic activity and unusual energy signatures. Never one to miss out on the action, he jets off to investigate. The encounter. Iron Man hovers before the towering behemoth. Big G. Mind turning around and taking this party back to the ocean? He quips. Godzilla responds with a ground-shaking roar. Not exactly a friendly, hello. Initial conflict. Tony tries non-lethal measures first, firing warning shots, using sonic blasts to disorient. But it's like trying to stop a freight train with a paper airplane. Godzilla, annoyed, swings his massive tail. Iron Man manages to dodge, but the shockwave sends cars flying and windows shattering. Battle sequence. Realizing he needs to up his game, Tony deploys specialized weaponry, perhaps a freezing agent to slow Godzilla down. It works momentarily. Ice forms over Godzilla's scales, but he quickly breaks free. Godzilla charges up his atomic breath. The spines on his back glow ominously. Friday, we might want to move. Tony rockets away just as a beam of devastating energy scorches past him, obliterating anything in its path. Escalation. Iron Man unleashes a barrage of missiles, aiming for Godzilla's eyes or the inside of his mouth, potential weak spots. Minimal effect. Alright, Plan B. Tony mutters. He calls in satellite support. Remember those orbital lasers? A concentrated beam targets Godzilla, causing him to stumble. Godzilla, now truly irritated, releases a nuclear pulse, a shockwave of energy emanating from his body. Iron Man's systems go haywire. Reboot. Climax of the battle. Systems back online. Tony decides it's time for the big guns. He initiates the Hulkbuster protocol, but modified, let's call it Godzilla Buster. A massive suit encases him, amplifying his strength. They clash, Iron Man landing a punch that actually makes Godzilla reel. But it's short-lived. Godzilla unleashes his full wrath. Resolution possibilities. Option A. Iron Man devises a way to absorb or redirect Godzilla's nuclear energy back at him, causing an overload that knocks Godzilla out temporarily. Option B. Realizing he's outmatched, Tony uses his tech to lure Godzilla back to the ocean, perhaps simulating the energy signature that attracted him in the first place. Option C. A greater threat emerges, say, an alien invasion or Mechagodzilla. Recognizing the bigger picture, Iron Man and Godzilla engage in an uneasy alliance to save the city. So, who comes out on top? Factors influencing victory. Environment. In the city, there's collateral damage galore. Iron Man could potentially use the terrain to his advantage, but Godzilla's sheer size makes most obstacles irrelevant. Preparedness. Given time, Tony can invent almost anything. Spontaneous encounters put him at a disadvantage. Motivations. Godzilla isn't inherently malicious, he often acts on instinct or ancient purpose. Iron Man fights to protect. Potential winners. Team Godzilla argues that his indestructibility and regeneration make him nearly unbeatable. Iron Man's weapons are like mosquito bites to him. Team Iron Man counters with Tony's genius-level intellect and adaptability. His ability to find or create a weakness, after all, he built time travel in a few days. Likelihood of a stalemate. It's entirely possible neither could fully defeat the other. Maybe they'd reach a standstill, or decide there's no point in continuing the fight. Beyond the epic battle, there's some food for thought. Technology versus nature. Iron Man symbolizes humanity's reliance on technology, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Godzilla represents nature's uncontrollable forces and the planet's reaction to humanity's mistakes. Environmental commentary. Godzilla, born from nuclear fears, reminds us of the consequences of our actions on the environment. Iron Man's arc reactor is a beacon of clean energy, but his weapons can cause massive destruction. Moral implications. Both characters force us to consider the responsibility that comes with great power. Okay, now I'm definitely borrowing from Spider-Man. How do we wield power ethically in a world we share? I took a stroll through some fan forums. Shout out to the Reddit and Tumblr communities. Popular opinions. Many fans believe that if anyone could find a way to neutralize Godzilla, it's Tony. They've suggested ideas like anti-nuclear devices or energy absorbers. Others feel that Godzilla's raw power is insurmountable, that Iron Man would need an army of Avengers to stand a chance. Alternate storylines. Some fans have crafted stories where they team up against a bigger threat. Imagine Godzilla and Iron Man taking on Galactus or a fleet of alien invaders. There's even fan art depicting Iron Man building a mech suit the size of Godzilla. Now that would be a sight. To wrap it all up, the clash between Godzilla and Iron Man isn't just about who would win in a fight. It's a metaphor for the eternal struggle between the unstoppable forces of nature and the relentless march of technological progress. Both characters captivate our imaginations. They challenge us to think about the impact we have on the world and the potential we hold to create or destroy. At the end of the day, whether you're rooting for the giant lizard or the man in the iron suit, it's all about celebrating the incredible stories that bring us together as fans. Final thoughts. So, who do I think would win? Honestly, it's a tough call, and it probably depends on who's writing the story. But maybe the real victory is the epic journey we take imagining these battles. Thanks so much for joining me on this adventure. I want to hear from you. Are you Team Godzilla or Team Iron Man? Got your own theories on how the battle would go down? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation rolling. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more awesome content coming your way. Oh, and for all you eagle-eyed viewers out there, did you catch the Easter eggs I sprinkled throughout the video? From subtle nods to famous movie lines to sneaky references to other heroes, rewatch and see what you can find. Also, stick around after the credits for a sneak peek at next week's video. Let's just say, if you love epic face-offs, you won't want to miss it. Massive thanks to all the amazing artists, writers, and creators who brought Godzilla and Iron Man to life. Without their incredible work, we'd have a lot less to geek out about. All music and visuals are sourced from royalty-free providers. Big shout out to insert source names for their awesome content. And of course, thank you for watching and being part of this community. Thanks again for watching. Stay awesome, stay curious, and as always, keep imagining the impossible. Catch you next time.